All right, I want to do a quick demo about some hand-drawn type. Let's start with something new. So I'm going to close this out and I'm going to open a new file. I'm going to make it, just for the sake, I'm going to make it, this is a good size. I'll make it a 150 pixels per inch. And when we open it, right now I have the blank screen. I have an empty Photoshop file. I'm going to make I'm going to fill the background. So I'm going to uh, say select all, and then I'm going to pick a background color. I'll pick nice tan color, and then I'm going to fill it by saying option delete, and that will fill it. Let me fill it with a warmer color. Say option delete to fill that. Let's see, image mode should be on RGB. And then option delete. Okay, that'll give us a nice color. So then once you've done your hand-drawn type by drawing it on paper and then scanning it in, what I like to do is I'll say File, Open, and I'm going to find the hand lettering type demo. When you open it up, it's got this white background on it. It's a JPEG. I want to show you a way to get rid of that. A way to get rid of that white. So I'm going to select all, Command A or Control A. I'm going to copy that, close it, and then I'm going to paste it, and I can just Command V, Control V, and I can paste it. I'm going to scale it down using Command T. All right, see how it has this white background? I'm going to size it about like I want it. Then I'm going to show you what you can do with channels. I'm going to select this type right here. I'm going to select this. I'm going to say copy. Then I'm going to go to a channel and I'm going to make a new channel. And see how this channel is black? I'm going to want to make the whole thing white. So I'm going to invert it, Command A. And then, or I'm sorry, I think it was Command I. Yeah, Command I. And then I'm going to paste this. And when I paste this, whatever's going to be white is going to be revealed, and whatever's going to be black is going to be an area I can work in. So I'm going to invert this again. So now we have this sort of negative shape. Okay. So this is an alpha channel, and an alpha channel, the way to think of an alpha channel is it's like thinking of a stencil. I have a stencil right now, and the open area is the white. So that's a really cool thing. I can also think of this as a selection. All of the little things you see in here, all these little bits and pieces, even the edges, the soft edges, they can be considered a selection. So I'm going to zoom out, Command 0. I'm going to go back to my layers, and I'm going to go to this layer, and I actually am going to delete this. And now I only have this one layer. I'm going to make a new blank layer. And now is when the fun begins. I have a blank layer, I've got this background, and I have my channel, which is this alpha 1. I'm going to change this alpha 1 name, go into channel, double click, I'm going to call this hand lettering. Okay, so now I know what that's called, and it's called hand lettering, and I'm going to go find it. So I go to layers, come back to my blank layer number 2. Now the way to find that channel is I'm going to go to select, and I'm going to say load selection. And I'll see here that I have this channel, and I'm going to go down to my hand lettering channel. And when I do that, it's going to bring in this selection, and it's on this blank area. So I want to fill this with black. So I picked black foreground color, and then I'm going to say option delete, or I can say let's see, image, let's see, select, um, let me see, where is that layer? let's see, edit, fill. Yeah, okay, there it is. I use the key command so often that I forget where this is. So I'm going to say fill, and I could say the foreground color, and it would be black. Okay. Now the nice thing about this, if I turn it off and on, it's sitting by itself. So this is a cool thing because what I can do now is I don't like the way this is laid out. I can grab individual letters, and if I make a marquee around it, and then if I hold down Command and hit the up arrow, it'll select just that piece, and I'm going to move it. I'm going to go around this, Command up arrow, and that'll allow me to select just what's in there. So this way I can adjust my type. This one I'm going to go Command, and it could be I'm just moving it 1 pixel up, and it selects what's in there, and I can move all of this close together, and I can adjust my type and make it look a little bit better, so I can actually adjust where everything's located. I'll go a marquee around the P, hold down Shift, another marquee, and that grabs 2 things. And if I drag up, it doesn't do anything, but if I hit Command up arrow, it selects what's within that marquee. And now I have my type hop on pop. I think I'm going to move this a little bit too. The H and the O, and I'm going to make that fit a little bit better. Now, the nice thing about this is I can make a new layer. This time, the layer I'm going to drag this layer in between, and with my brush tool, I can grab the brush tool. I can grab a nice color that's really visible so you can see it, and I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to zoom in here so you can kind of see. And I'm working on the layer in between. So I have my black layer, and I have this in between layer now. And I can color this in, and I don't have to be super careful because I know that it's behind. Okay, so this is really kind of a nice way of coloring and keeping things separate. So I have my black separate from my yellow, and the black and yellow are separate from that tan background that I made. So now I can go back and I can adjust any of these colors, and I can come in with my brush tool and paint this around. I'm painting very quickly, as you can see, and I kind of like this sort of messiness about it. It looks very I like the idea that it's very natural looking and it doesn't look as computery, so I'm kind of having some fun with this. You definitely, as artists, can experiment much more with this. So I've got this nice type, hop on pop. I can zoom out. I can turn off my black layer. I can turn off my yellow layer, and I can turn off the background layer. So I can add anything I want behind that. So this is a nice way of selecting your type. I used the alpha channel and named it. I brought it in, going up to select, load selection, go to hand lettering, and there it is. Okay, so since I've moved everything around, I have my selection is going to be a little different, but I can do this. This is another way of handling this. Is I can go back to my layers and watch this. I can go to my layer with my black type. This time I'm going to select around it, go Command up, and I'm going to select, save selection. I'm going to call this new hand lettering. And what this does is it'll make a new channel. I said select, save selection, and it makes a new channel. So watch. I go over here and I have my new text, and I can actually get rid of this. I'm going to delete that original one, and I'm going to keep my new one. Go back to layers, click on that, and now I've shown you 2 ways to select that black. You may need to watch this a few times to get the hang of it, but it's just a quick demo of how to isolate your scanned in text with a white background.